Fallout 4, one of the best open world RPGs of its time, which is 2015, but how about making the game look like it was made this year? Well, I got a good news for ya, because this is where the mods come in. We can now turn this post-apocalyptic wasteland into a world that looks and feels like it was designed in 2025. And today, I am gonna show you how to achieve that modern game look with a little bit of community's work. This is how Fallout 4 looked when it was released. For the time, it might look like a masterpiece, but well, it was about 10 years ago. You see, the world is open and vast, but the visuals look a little dated. Lighting is basic, and the textures are simple, leaving the wasteland looking more barren than it should be.
Now let's bring in nexus, the weather and lighting mod that completely transfers the atmosphere of Fallout 4. It adds more than 40 weather templates which are able to produce thousands of new random climates, 10 original wildstorms, real night lightning, advanced climate control with built-in seasons allowing you to choose what weather should occur the most, as well as new sound design like custom wind, rain or thunder for both exteriors and interiors.
About the interior lighting, for that I use enhanced lights and effects, making it more atmospheric and realistic. On the side note, if you are using nexus along with enhanced lights, remember to turn off interior lighting overdrive in nexus settings. Let's venture out into the wilderness now. You can see how the original game's foliage feels flat and repetitive. The trees look simple and the vegetation lacks variety. The world feels empty in the places that should feel vibrant. Enter natural landscapes plus a forest which completely reworks the foliage and ground textures. The trees are now more frequent and also have individual leaves. The grass is swaying in the wind and the ground has rocks and plants scattered across it. The world feels far more natural and alive, as if you're walking through a real forest rather than a series of the game assets. I also like using the True Grass mod along with more vines and HD vines, which makes the world feel more wild. Every area now feels like it belongs to the world, from dense forests to overgrown city streets, with added detail that makes you feel more immersed in a rather post-apocalyptic look than the apocalyptic one. Water in the base game doesn't really look that bad, but there are some eye-catching drawbacks from the limitations of 2015. They can be easily repaired and overhauled. Thanks to Real Water HD for EMB2 with the clean water of Commonwealth, the water in Fallout 4 now feels like it belongs in a modern game. Water is no longer limited by anything, the textures are revamped with a warm realistic glow to it, which if you don't like is customizable, allowing you to choose preset more fitting for your liking. It also almost doesn't impact performance, making it must have for me. Keep in mind that in order for this mod to work you need to use EMB. What you can see now is Reactor EMB combined with the set mods. In alternative, you can use Vivid Waters along with water enchantment textures, and also should look nice, and for them you don't need to use any EMB. Now to some details. The roads in the base game feel a little bit off, at least for me. The textures look not that meticulously made, and I don't really like the color of them. With roads redone, the roads feel more suitable to the post-apocalyptic world. I really fuck with the textures that is applied to them, and it kinda gives me a vibe of an abandonment and decay that matches the vibe of the Fallout 4 world. Now to the textures, which feel outdated and a little bit pixelated. You can see how the walls look blurry and unrefined. Not even the high-resolution pack DLC can help them, which in my opinion is pretty useless, because it is very heavy on performance and doesn't make that much of a difference. Also, 58 gigs of textures is a little too much for me. Here is where the completely texture projects makes a difference. Every surface, whether it's rusted metal, ruined bricks or crumbling stone, has been reworked. The textures are sharper, more detailed, and every object feels like it has a history. How about power armor's texture? They also play a crucial role in the game, so they should deserve a spotlight. In the vanilla, the textures look pretty basic. They are not bad nor beautiful. With help comes the series of the mods from Dipilari, which provide 4K textures of power armors. One drawback is that every texture pack comes separately, which means that you will need to install these mods one by one. But for the good sides, in my opinion, it's the best looking retexture pack for the power armors. Throw power armor overhaul on top of that and you will get a sick looking and customizable tanks. Talking about the armor, we should also mention weapons, more precisely the handmade ones. With the pipe gun retexture, they are now available in 4K, making them look really detailed. With the cherry on top comes the post-processing magic that makes the game really look stunning. What I'm talking about is Reactor EMB. What it does is it utilizes the full potential of image space, tone mapping and the latest post effects to get the best possible visual experience of the game. Even with all the things, it is fully customizable for your liking. But if you are going to use the EMB, make sure to check out the in-game tab on the mod site to fully adjust the graphics. But to truly achieve that 2025 feeling, we need to take a look at the sound, which is just as important as visuals. In the base game, footsteps echo slightly, but the ambience is thin, and there is no real depth to the sound design. With reverb and ambience overhaul, the game's sound design is taken to a whole new level. Footsteps reverberate through the environment, making every step feel like it's the part of the world. With all that, your game should look like this. I tried to gather all the compatible mods to make the game beautiful to the fullest, as well as the most customizable to make the wasteland your world. All the mods used in the video will be linked in the description, along with some smaller mods and fixes that I am using but are not making that much of a difference to mention. I will also link the collection that I made on Nexus with all the mods available to download with one click. Let me know what you think about the mix of the mods that I used, and as always, like the video if you enjoyed, and bye bye, see you in the next one.